Hello, and thank you very much for the opportunity to join you tonight in congratulating Glenn Greenwald on his work and its impact on the free press. When I look back at everything that I've seen and my personal relationship with Glenn, I can't help but be impressed and grateful for not just his professionalism and his excellence in reporting, but the risks that he was willing to take, to shoulder for himself, and they were exceptional. It's often forgotten or overlooked now as we see him receiving awards and recognition, but when this story was first breaking, it was very much unsure how it was going to be received, what kind of reaction he would get, and consequences that he would face for his efforts to report the stories on mass surveillance that were happening both domestically within my country and affecting every other country around the world. In June, only days after this first began, he was invited on one of the most serious and popular news shows in the United States. And the host, who we would expect to be sort of a defender of the free press, actually acted as a prosecutor against him and directly questioned him about this story, saying for his role in the reporting, why shouldn't he be prosecuted as a criminal? Why should he not be considered to have committed a crime by revealing this sort of information? Because it was related to security services. It was related to national security. Beyond that, governments went to extraordinary efforts to try to chill his reporting, to try to scare him, to make him back down, to make him realize that they could make life difficult for him, and that while he may believe in the public interest of the work he was doing, that he should not forget the personal interest that he was risking by coming forward and by pushing this reporting to the most aggressive extent possible in his pursuit of the truth. And I have to say some of it was unprecedented. I mean, I had worked in the intelligence community. I had seen some pretty extraordinary and unlawful things in my time that were generally done for the right reasons. But I never expected that we would see the government of the United Kingdom in the offices of the Guardian newspaper in London with destruction equipment, demanding that journalistic material be literally destroyed, laptops torn up, ground down, holes drilled through the equipment, to try to stop the reporting and send a message to everyone involved. I never expected that Glenn Greenwald's personal partner, David Miranda, who he had been with for many years, would be intercepted as he transited the London Heathrow airport, that he would be held under terrorism legislation, treated as a terrorist, denied access to a lawyer, denied access to the outside world, held without being able to communicate with anybody that he knew for hours upon hours, until the very last minute that their statutory authority said they could hold him no longer. And they even considered actually keeping him and bringing charges against him for his role in these acts of journalism. And for me, why this matters is I look back and I think of all the times it could have gone wrong. I think of all the times that any other reporter, any other individual, any other citizen who had been in this position would have said, I do believe in what I'm doing, but the costs are too high. Glenn didn't do that. David Miranda didn't do that. The Guardian didn't do that. None of the journalists who were in such a critical spot, this turning point in history, abandoned their responsibility not just to the story, but to the press. And I have to say, in my opinion, Glenn's behavior, his relentless commitment to the best attainable version of the truth that a reporter can find, was not just incredibly vital, not just instrumental to getting this story to the world, but it was an inspiration to me personally, and I hope to everyone else who looks at his work, who looks at his legacy, and is here in the room today. Thank you very much.